Yo, what is going on, you well done Whelmers? Today, we're gonna be playing some games with the World Championship winning deck, the MewBox, piloted by Henry Brand. I recently just made my way back from the Pokemon World Championships, where this deck did end up winning in the Masters Division. So yeah, that's what we're playing some games with today. I don't have a whole lot to say on the deck. It ended up winning. It's a pretty cool deck. We're gonna go ahead and give it a shot. Before we get into some games with the deck, I want to say quickly shout out to my sponsor, DDG.DeadDrawGaming.com. If you guys are looking for any kind of singles cards like that, be sure to go over there. Use code Azul for 5% off. And also, if you didn't know, I do live stream PTCGO on Twitch TV. And now that I'm back from the World Championships, we'll be doing that regularly once again. So go check that out, AzulGG, over on twitch.tv. Links for all that stuff in the description below. Check it all out. Anyways, yeah, MewBox won the World Championships. I don't got much else to say. Let's go ahead and try out this list and get into some games. Against the Blacephalon Heatran, most likely Naganadel deck. This is probably the second place list from the World Championships. So our game plan is just going to be hit hard and fast, kind of just swing through, and hope they don't have enough beast rings to kind of beat us. We're going to want to initially attack with a Mew and Mewtwo, and then from there go into a Mew and Mewtwo into the Reshizard. Kind of just hope that our opponent cannot keep up. If we get like a turn 1 GX attack on the Blacephalon, we'll definitely go for it and just swing as hard and as aggressively as possible, and kind of hope our opponent can't keep up. It's very possible they just won't have enough beast rings to respond on, second turn, especially after playing Hapu as their first supporter. But who knows? Maybe they got 2 beast rings off that. Yeah, especially after playing Hapu as their first supporter. Being down 2 custom catchers means it'll be very hard for them to actually pull off a custom catcher combo. So anything we put on our bench should be pretty safe. But yeah, we'll see here. We'll probably Ultra Space for our Naganadel GX, get that out of the deck, Hearth it away. Cherish Ball for a Mewtwo. We do want to attack with Mewtwo first, because if we attack with Charizard into Mewtwo, then they can get down to 3 prizes, and then knock us out with the turning point of Naganadel. So we want to do this. Charizard is prized. All right, this makes things a lot harder. So we have Lava Flow from Macargo to take knockouts. That's going to be our go-to, I think, at this point then. Yeah, with Charizard being prized, it's going to be very tough. So Lava Flow is our go-to on the Macargo. That's definitely just going to be, that's just going to have to be our go-to here. And then we have to hope to kind of get Charizard out of our prizes as soon as possible. We'll see, though. I'm going to Cherish Ball, get that Mew and Mewtwo, and then go ahead and welder to it and see what we can make of this turn still. It's going to be rough, but definitely doable. Still very doable. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be very unlikely to pull off an attack this turn. Let's go ahead and Acro Bike anyways. I think we take the switch here. Could just hard retreat the Dedenne at this point and take the Psychic Energy, I guess. But if we only need Fire Energy anyways, we don't really want to use them on the Dedenne. So I think we're just going to take the switch, ditch the Psychic. We're kind of building up to where we only need Fire Energy. So, yeah, I think we are going to go attach to Mew and Mewtwo and then pass to our opponent. So we got a pretty rough start here. Not gonna lie, it's a pretty rough start. We'll see what we can make of it on these next turn or two. Definitely need a little bit to go our way to kind of pull this one out, I think. Definitely gonna need a little bit to go our way. But we'll see. There's another energy attachment for our opponent, and then the Cynthia as the follow-up. So they're doing it just fine over on their side. Definitely a little bit rougher for us on our side. So yeah, Macargo is something to look to use. But it's kind of nice to have the Macargo in here, because you can kind of go Macargo into GX attack or GX attack into Macargo with the Reshizard. Unfortunately, our Reshizard is prized, like I've been saying, but it is a nice combo you can pull off through those 2 cards. They're both like 3 energy attacks that one-shot GXs in this matchup. So you can just go immediately into a one-shot Blacephalon into one-shot Blacephalon and really force them to have everything. Going turn to turn for our, like, we really force our opponent to have everything on the following turn. If we take that first GX, all right, we need all these beast rings, you need all this energy, you knock us out. Okay, now we're doing it again. You need all these beast rings, all this stuff again. If they don't have it, then that's when you can kind of take over. This hand, not gonna be able to do that with this hand quite yet, but or get anywhere close to that. Hopefully we can get a knockout on this Blacephalon next turn, though. We'll have to see what the top deck and Pokegear give us, but we're hopeful here. There's the Burst GX from our opponent. They can definitely go with Knockout Mewtwo into Chase Dedenne now. It definitely becomes an option. They lose the GX attack of the Heatran, though, so I'm not sure how much I like that from our opponent. Giant Hearth. We could just get rid of the Pokegear, but I almost kind of want to Pokegear into Bills. So I think I'm just going to go Pokegear first. There's the Bills. Yeah, I think I just want to Bills into a way to knock this thing out. So we're just going to go with Bills first. There's that and Cherish Ball. Acrobatic and Cherish. Take both those. I'm going to start with the Cherish Ball here. We're going to get the Macargo. I think we just have to go for the attack. This Pokemon. Okay, just wanted to read it. I haven't used him in a while. I wanted to confirm what he does. He does do what I think he does. Giant Hearth. Thinking about just hearthing away the Acrobike here, actually. Or we could just hold it until next turn. Oh, no, we have to Giant Hearth away the Macargo. Before I forget to Giant Hearth away the Macargo, let's do that. So we have plenty of fire in hand. We still have the switch. We're going to play the switch, though. And then we might need to retreat the Dedenne next turn. So I kind of want to attach to the Dedenne just in case our Mewtwo dies. If our Mewtwo doesn't die, we can just attack again. So I think I am going to go attach to the Dedenne and then play the switch into the Mewtwo and then knock this guy out with the Lava Flow. And we'll get rid of all three. We'll do 200 damage. And now we're looking for another Mewtwo or the Charizard out of the prize cards. That's what we're looking for right here. Let's see what we end up with. There's your treasure. That can get us another Mewtwo. There's your treasure. That can get us another Mewtwo. Not the Charizard that we're looking for. So we're running to a point where Turning Point becomes very good against us. Oh no, because they did GX attack. Never mind. So if they do draw 3 prizes here, they actually can't KO our Mewtwo next turn. That kind of it's kind of focused on that game plan happening from our opponent. But actually, it can't happen because of the way they played the game. But if they do attack with this Naganadel, we actually don't have a way to deal with it. Because we can't get 4 energy in play on a Mewtwo in 1 turn. But we'll see what they go with. They could actually just attack with this guy. Looks like they are setting up the benched Naganadel to attack with to potentially probably snipe our Dedenne. And we actually can't KO this back, unfortunately, because I did put this energy on the Dedenne just in case this thing got knocked out by Mind Blown. That way I could send this up. Then we can get another Mewtwo attached to it, welded to it, retreat the Dedenne. That was my game plan, my thought process going with that. We'll see where it goes from here. We'll see if they even get the energy to attack with this guy or want to. We can't knock him out, though. We could go double Custom Catcher, knock out the Heatran, putting us down to 2 prizes. That would be our game plan. Knock out again with Lava Flow. And then from there, somehow scrap together 2 more prize cards. I'm not quite sure how we would scrap together 2 more prize cards. I think it would be kind of difficult to, but we have to come up with something if we want to win the game. So that would be our game plan, I think. Just kind of unfortunate that Charizard is in the prizes this turn. We definitely need to get them off B-String. Unless they play out all their B-Strings this turn, then it doesn't really matter. But otherwise, we definitely need to get them off B-String. All right, here comes the Heatran. Gonna hit us with that Steaming Stomp because they did use the GX attack, so that is not an option. That's fine with me. We can KO this Heatran just fine with the Lava Flow. So we can get this easy knockout here on this Heatran, no problem. We do want to thin out the deck, I think, as much as possible before that happens. So we could go Treasure. Let me check Ultra Space first. I don't think there's anything to be grabbed here. Getting another Mewtwo in play. We kind of just have to. It's our only attacker. Our Fire Crystal is in the deck, which is important. None of these guys are really doing anything for us. Cross Division not doing anything. This guy's not doing anything. That guy's not doing anything. Turbo Strike eventually could do something. But I'm not worried about that quite yet. I think I'm going to start with the Acrobike here. Take the Custom Catcher for sure. And then I'm going to treasure away the Palpad here, I think. Get the something to discard, and then get a Mewtwo. Could grab ourselves Jirachi to turn off our weakness, which could be potentially useful, actually. So we could grab... resetting Whole March Shadow is also very good in this matchup to KO Naganadels. Huh. I could just grab him and put him on the bench. Oh, I kind of want another Mewtwo on my bench, actually. But I also want him now that I'm thinking about it. And I'm not really afraid of getting knocked out of B-String, but he could go into Welders still. So I think we actually want Jirachi here. I think we actually want Jirachi here. We probably should just Welder to the Mewtwo first and see what we had drawn, and then kind of make our decision from there. There's actually so many Psychic guys that I want. Now that I'm looking through it, I'm like, wait a second. I kind of want all these. And we got all of them. So we turn off our weakness, because they do play Welder, so we don't want to get knocked out by a Naganadel. Put down Resetting Hole, because that can KO a Naganadel. We don't really need to get rid of Ultra Space, but that's fine. And then put down this guy, because we need another attacker. And then we will go with the Knockout via the Lava Flow. Discard 3 energy, and do 200 damage. There's so many Psychic guys in this deck, in this matchup that we want. This guy's really good. This guy we need this turn because of Naganadel. Completely forgot about the Jirachi. And then Mewtwo, we need another attacker. Our 4th Mewtwo, our Reshizard is still prized, so I'm not quite sure how we're gonna get these last couple prize cards, but we're gonna figure something out. We have some time. We have 2 prize cards left. This guy can take one with the Red Knuckles. That's a possibility. Like I said, we are a little bit afraid of the Welder play. Not really afraid of it, but it's probably gonna happen. Plenty of Mewtwo's. We need the Fire Crystal at this point, I think, to close out the game, because we're kind of just out of energy, unfortunately, because of Lava Flow. Discarding all of our energy every single turn for us to take a knockout, so running a little light on energy here. But yeah, Red Knuckles is definitely the game plan, I think, at this point. There's the Welder that I was talking about. Probably going to be to the active. It doesn't one-shot us, like I said, because now we have the Jirachi. So even if this Mewtwo is just stuck in the active for a turn, which I feel like it might end up being stuck in the active for a turn, it'll give us time to really find that Fire Crystal. Actually, that's like the big thing here, is to find that Fire Crystal. So it gives us that time. Look for that to get the energy back, to get enough energy in play so we can actually win the game. We definitely want to go with Red Knuckles KO one of these, or somehow one-shot. We can't really one-shot this guy. We could go with a Turbo Strike, actually. If we can find the Fire Crystal, we could just go with a Turbo Strike. We need... yeah, we could just go with the Turbo Strike into... Turbo Strike doesn't one-shot this, and I guess it doesn't really build up to an attack that one-shots. Oh, we could go Turbo Strike into a Lava Flow, one-shot this guy for our last 2 prizes. So that could be our game plan, actually. I think that's going to be our game plan here. We do have to be careful, though. We actually are getting into a situation where our opponent could win the game. We'll have to see what our top deck is. But yeah, Turbo Strike into Lava Flow would be enough to KO this guy. We'll see what our top deck is, see what this Welder can draw us, because we can Hearth for at least a Fire Energy. But yeah, we'll see. Top deck is a Pokegear. So I'm going to use this. We're going to take a look through our deck, formulate a game plan to give ourselves a win here. Turbo Strike looks pretty good. There is 1 switch left, so we can get the Welder onto this guy and a Psychic, switch into him. Turbo Strike knock this out. We still potentially get one-shot by a Blacephalon, though. Man, we're in a really tough spot here. I think we have to build up into a Lava Flow one-shot a GX. So I think we just have to build up this guy and hope to draw into the cards we need to knock this guy out on the following turn. So I think that's kind of the position we're in, because they still have plenty of Welders left. This list does run 4 Welder, so them setting up a Blacephalon out of nowhere is not that unlikely. So I'm going to go start with this. I think we're just going to ditch one of these Mewtwo's here. I think that's fine. Get ourselves that last Fire Energy. Just need to look for back-to-back Welders. I'm going to treasure this thing away as well. Get ourselves, and probably another Mewtwo, sure, why not. We have the Denes left as well, so we can dig pretty deep with the Dene if we have to. Or we have the Dene left. I thought we had 2. Oh, this guy made his way to the discard pile. And yeah, let's go with the Welder onto the Mewtwo. Looking for... Psychic is okay. We could Turbo Strike this turn still, potentially. Gonna take the Custom. Then Acro Bike. Again. Because we need that Welder. Take this guy. Alright, so Galio is in the discard pile. It doesn't do a whole ton for us this turn anymore. Just gonna go ahead and attach to this guy and pass. I think we are just gonna look for the knockout on this guy on the following turn. Crystal for 3 fire, Welder him down. Yeah, pass over to our opponent. We know what our game plan is. Our opponent's gonna knock out our active, and then look to maybe knock out the Dedenne or the Jirachi with this guy. That seems like it's gonna be their game plan. If they can knock out this turn, we just lose the game. But if not, we're going for the Lava Flow knockout on this Naganadel GX next turn. Let them knock this out. That's fine. They go down to 2 prizes. Then we look for Welder plus Fire Crystal plus Attach. Double custom this guy up. Knock him out. That's the game plan. We'll see where it goes. There's a Cynthia. Still possible. So no longer possible for them to win the game this turn because they can't Welder. I don't think there's an energy switch in this list. I'm assuming this is the second place list. I guess it could be a different list, but I'm playing like it's the second place list from Worlds, which means no energy switch, I don't think. So fully reliant on that welder to get those extra energy in play on the turn. It's also possible. Well, they're actually down 3 Blacephalon. I don't know how many Blacephalon they would be playing. It's still possible they play 4, I guess. Either way, we're looking for the win here on the Naganadel. This wins them the game next turn anyways, sniping one of our bench guys. They're drawing 3 prizes here off this guy, so we got to go for the win this turn with this guy. We'll see what we draw. We have everything we need in the deck. It's just whether or not we can get it. Let's find out. Draw for turn is the welder. That's kind of unfortunate. Now we have to draw to the fire crystal in the hand, so we can play the Pokegear, fail it. Use double custom catcher, bring this guy up. So we're fully reliant on this drawing us the crystal. We'll see. Draw 2 cards. No fire crystal, so I think that means we just lose. I don't think we have another potential win condition here. Can Dedenne into the fire crystal. Oh, we can use this guy's GX attack to stall for a turn. But then they could just retreat this, and then we don't have a way to bring it back up with custom catchers. So then once again, we still lose the game. I guess taking energy off it might mean they can't attack with it. So I guess that is our only option here. I don't see another option here. Although I feel like I actually want to use the Dene and get the Dene in play and then hopefully find it and discard it. I feel like, but then we lose the welder as well. So we have to like use this and then top deck crystal for a turn. All right, I guess that has to be our game plan. I think we're taking an L here in the first one, guys. Reshi's art being prized is pretty much the only reason this is so tough. Usually this would be fine. But yeah, Reshi's art being prized is a big deal. So we're doing this, I guess. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't think this gives us anything. Iron Rule. Have to top deck Fire Crystal next turn. We got 9 cards in deck. It's possible. Even if we had more cards in deck, I guess it's still possible. Yeah, so it's possible we top deck it. Pretty unlikely. But we'll see. You never know. I'm pretty sure this one is just about done, though. I think our opponent has this one pretty much locked up. And there's not much we can do about it. Oh well, though. It was close. Yeah, Reshi's art being prized is a pretty big deal. Not a whole lot we can do when the Reshi's art is prized. It becomes way harder for us to draw prizes. We lose all of our energy on our attack, so even once we like shut off the Beast Ring, like we saw with this turn, we had to go Lava Flow into Lava Flow. We shut off the Beast Ring, but then we had no energy to continue attacking with, and it kind of snowballed out of our favor from there. There's a retreat. This guy's got the energy. Gonna just go ahead and hit us and then snipe one of these guys next turn to win the game. So we got, this one is pretty much wrapped up. There's no way for us to bring a GX back into the active and knock it out. So that's it for this one, guys. We are going to take an L here in this first one. Hopefully we don't prize Reshi's art in the next one. Fortunately, we did open the Dedenne again. We still are active. Up against an Emolga. No idea what our opponent could potentially be playing. If I had to guess, it would be... If I had to take a guess, I guess I would guess Lost March, but we'll see what our opponent has in store for us. I have been seeing, besides that, oh, it is a Spiritomb deck. All right, so we definitely want to look to build up into the, what's it called, attack, the GX attack from Espeon Deoxys. That's going to be our main goal here, just to build up into that. Let's see here. Well, this hand got a little bit more awkward with the Viridian Forest top deck. We need to use Custom Catcher to draw cards. We also want to get a Mewtwo and put it in play. So let's go with the Viridian Forest, I think. Sheesh, man. It's got very awkward, very fast. Going to treasure away the Hearth, I guess. Grab the Mewtwo. Gonna Viridian Forest away the switch. 2 Psychics in here only. Fail it. Bench Mewtwo, attach to Mewtwo, and then Custom Catcher for as many cards as possible we possibly can. Alright, we got a Welder. Gonna go ahead and Welder to the Mewtwo now. Draw some cards. Got the Radar for Dedenne, which I think we will probably be doing next turn once we see what our top deck is. If we top deck like a Hearth, we could just go Welder for 2 more fires, which would be great. So we don't want to do it yet. Just go ahead and pass over to our opponent. Yeah, and then we're, like I said, we're look to build up into the GX attack of the Mewtwo. That's going to be our game plan. Or the GX attack of Espeon Deoxys. Get 2 or 20 damage counters into play on our opponent's side of the field. That's our goal. That's our goal. Next turn, there's a Snow Runt. Not really going to put any slowing down of our plan. Still going to keep cruising. We could also Viridian Force for an energy if we top deck an energy, so that's also pretty cool. There's this guy. He's not very cool. Could still Viridian Force for our fire, so we could use the Welder. But I think we have plenty of Welders left, I think. So I think I'm going to go treasure away this guy. Just grab something to get rid of. Viridian Force away this. Get ourselves that Psychic. There's only 2 in the deck. We want to find them, definitely. Get that in play, and then get ourselves a Dedenne. And then just draw 6 cards. Looking for another Welder. Probably, we're not getting off the big GX attack this turn. I actually didn't even check if it's in the deck, so we have to like recheck that. There's a Cherish Ball. There's a Bills. We haven't played a supporter yet. Go ahead and Cherish Ball him just to make sure it's in there. He is in there. Alright. Go ahead and grab him right now. Put him in play. Can't discard him, but we may as well put him in play. I guess I could maybe discard him if I find something off the Bills. There's the Welder we need. And grab a treasure, get rid of it, thin him out. Yeah. I don't see a reason to keep the Espeon Deoxys around, so I think we're just going to treasure him away. Go ahead and grab ourselves, I don't know, another Mew and Mewtwo. We could just grab this guy just in case our opponent plays some kind of Psychic attacker. I don't really want to put him in play because then we'd have 3 non-tag teams in play, but let's just go ahead and throw him in play. I'm fine with this. We could knock this thing out, but then we would get hit, so I think I'm just going to wait until I can GX attack next turn and just go ahead and pass over to our opponent. Yeah, I think I'm just going to wait until I can GX attack next turn. Welder to it. We should need energy off the top or Viridian Force to stay in play. And we put 20 damage counters in play on our opponent's side of the field. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. We'll see what our opponent sets up for us to take knockouts on. I guess I could have switched and taken the knockout on this and then done that next turn. I guess that would have also been fine. Yeah, that would have also been fine, I guess. There's another Spiritomb for us to knock out, so we're going to be knocking out 1, 2. Knock out this guy for 2. There's a Hustle Belt. Not too worried about that. Oh, the double customs. Okay, so maybe I should have attacked with the Mewtwo when I had the chance. We're not going to die, but that's a lot of damage now that we have on our Mewtwo that we did not have on our Mewtwo before. So that's definitely annoying to deal with. I'm going to go ahead and Viridian Force away. I mean, we could just go into attacking with the Latios on the following turn. That would be fine. So I think I might just get rid of the switch here. I also want to keep the Custom Catcher to draw cards. We do want to kind of attack with a non-GX on the following turn, so the Latios would be perfect for that. I'm going to go ahead and get a Psychic for the Latios, potentially. Maybe we do just kind of have to go. Maybe I should have just attacked last turn. Either way, Welder to the active, and we're hoping to find a Fire here to attach to the active after this. Yes, perfect. Fire. Latios will be benched as potentially our attacker on the following turn. Also has free retreat. And then we are going to go with the Cross Division GX. There's nothing really else to do, so we need 2 here. We need 5 here. 5 here. Or 5. We have how many left? 12, so we have 8 left. So this guy does how much damage? We can maybe make this thing knock itself out. They would need to do 4 damage counters on it to knock us out next turn, I think. We have 80 HP left. It does 20 times. So we could do 4 here, but also just knock out the Emolga. And then this thing's going to make itself so it can get knocked out anyways, pretty much by anything. Put 4 on the Frostlass, and then if they attack with it for 4, knocks itself out. Could do that as well. How do I reduce the damage? Can I not take it back? Oh. Well, I messed up there then. Because I wanted to take damage off it all of a sudden, but I guess I can't. Or I don't know how to, if I can. I didn't mean to do that much to the Frostlass. Now they can put a Hustle Belt there and knock us out, but it wasn't letting me take back the clicks. So, I don't know. I don't know about that. Alright, well, we get 3 prize cards, and we have a Latios to attack with. Yeah, now they can put a Hustle Belt here and just go 1 damage counter, I think. But there's an Elms, so I feel like that's not going to be happening for our opponent, so that's good for us. We are running out of fire energy, just like in the first game. There's a lot of Frostlass in our opponent's deck. Looks like it's probably a 4-4. They can knock us out, but they will be knocking themselves out, so that's good for us. If they do knock us out, they will be knocking themselves out. And they can't one-shot anything from here on out, I don't think. Yeah, they can't, like, one-shot this guy. Yeah, so as long as we attack with Latios this turn, Latios should be able to draw our last 2 prize cards, and we should be good to clean this one up. Take a pretty easy dub here. We'll see. There's a Psychic Energy. Might be good later on. Not good immediately for sure, but we'll see. They get their 3 prize cards. All right, Latios GX to the active. Need a lot of stuff, man. Well, we have all of our energy in hand, so we pretty much have to find a welder off these acrobikes. I don't think we really have a choice. I think it kind of has to be welder off the acrobikes. So we'll go ahead and grab ourselves the Mew and Mewtwo. We'll try and utilize him potentially, and then just go into the acrobikes. Yeah, can't really use the Dedenne. Grab the Cherish Ball. We can keep thinning as we go. Cherish Ball for another. I mean, we may take the option of the Cobalion. Not going to probably use him, but may as well have the option. Acrobike again. Where's the welder? No welder to be found. Yep, take the Hearth. All right, our hand is a little bit locked up. A little bit stuck. Don't think there's really anything we can use. We can just look to go with Turbo Strike on the following turn, though. That's what we can do. I think we're just going to bench the Mewtwo. Attach a Psychic, actually. That way I could still potentially go tag Persian next turn. I think we can leave this guy in the active pretty safely. I'm just going to go ahead and pass over to our opponent here. And then we can just go into Turbo Strike next turn. At the very least, we should knock out anything our opponent has going on. They can hit us with a Froslass if they want. They'll be hitting us for 140, which is not a knockout. So we're not too afraid of that. Even with a Hustle Belt, it's not a knockout. So we don't have to worry about that. It doesn't work that way. You can't, even if you put 7 on it, it doesn't go into knockout. Unless it's glitched online, which it is possible, something that our opponent's abusing, which means we're going to have to deal with that. But then the Mewtwo should still be safe, so then they would need double Custom Catcher on the Dedenne. I guess the Latios will be going down, coming back into our turn. Well, no, we have the Giant Heart, so we have the Stadium replacement. It's a good thing we took that over the other thing. Yeah, so they take 7. Oh, all right. So it is glitched online, and Hustle Bell is going to knock us out. Not how it's supposed to work, but that's fine. We'll work through this. Hopefully our opponent does not have their last 2 Custom Catchers to knock out our Dedenne. I guess that's becoming our situation here. Yeah, kind of have to just hope our opponent doesn't have the last 2 Hustle Belts. Go Turbo Strike. Get the knockout. Or not Hustle Belts, the last 2 Custom Catchers. If they don't have the Custom Catchers, I think we should just win. Oh, it does have to go to a bench Pokemon. Well, I guess I should have done that differently. I forgot it can't go to the active. But we still have access to Turbo Strike, so we should still be good to just Turbo Strike, knock out the active, win the game from there. There shouldn't be anything stopping us unless our opponent does have their last 2 Custom Catchers. That's definitely what they're going to be digging for here. They still have quite a thick deck left, though, so I'm not too worried about it. I think we should have this one pretty much wrapped up at this point. There's a Scoop Up Block Mime. That's not going to do anything for them. I guess they could put us to sleep, but I think we still have a switch or 2 left. I think we still have... Oh, no, all of our switches are gone. So if they do put us to sleep, they could then win on the next turn, for sure. So yeah, I actually could come down to a sleep flip here. There's a reset stamp. We do, like I said, we have no switch cards left. So here we go. Icy Wind for 40. Go to sleep. Wake up. No problem. Turbo Strike to close this one out. Yeah, so despite our opponent abusing the Hustle Belt glitch online, I think it's a glitch. I don't think it's supposed to be able to do that. Maybe I'm wrong, though, and it is allowed to do that. So in that case, then our opponent's playing... or the whatever interaction is fair. And the Reshizard, once again, was prized. Our last prize. Reshizard just thankfully didn't need him this game. Don't need him this game. But he just doesn't want to come out to play today at all. Getting into a game here. No idea what we're up against. We got plenty of options, though. We got the Cherish Ball, the Radar, the Hearth. So we should be all good to do pretty much whatever we want. See a Poipole on our opponent's side. So we definitely want the Jirachi, I think. Yeah, so they're probably playing, what's it called here? Blacephalon. We do want the Jirachi to stop the 3 prize turn of us being able to get knocked out, so we're gonna go with that. Turbo Strike to start taking the knockouts on the Poipoles is pretty good, so I think that's what we're gonna look to set up into. I'm gonna go ahead and throw down a Hearth away, a Fire, get ourselves 2 more Fire. Gonna go ahead and check the Pokegear, see what that can give us. Nothing, so it is going to have to go with the radar into something here. So we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves that Solgaleo, because I think just going into this to set up more energy in play is just gonna be the way to go here. We're gonna have a lot of energy in our discard pile, unfortunately. A little bit too much, but that should be fine. We should still be fine. Three fires, a little bit more than what we want in here, but I think we'll be fine. Let's see. Yep, Turbo Striking next turn for sure. And just go ahead and pass over to our opponent. Got the Lava Flow Macargo, which is also very good in this matchup because for 3 fire, for just 3 energy actually, you can discard the Psychics as well. For 3 basic energy, you can get a one-shot on like a Blacephalon or a Heatran GX. So we can do 2-3 fire attacks to get through GXs with the Blacephalon GX, as well as the, or not Blacephalon, Reshi's Art GX with the GX attack, as well as Lava Flow. So that's a big deal in this matchup to be able to take 2 knockouts on GX Pokemon with 3 energy instead of 4 with like the Flare Strike. So yeah, it's a very good attacker, a very good Pokemon to utilize its attack in this matchup is the Macargo GX. Being able to utilize that attack in this matchup is huge, definitely a big deal. But yeah, we'll see where this one goes. They already attached to their Poipole, which is going to be a little bit awkward for them to get into Blacephalons anytime soon. So I think we're in a really good spot so far. We could just like go with back-to-back Turbo Strikes potentially to draw prizes and set up energy. Not going to take too much damage because we have the Jirachi in play. Yeah, so we're in a pretty good spot. Sometimes you don't want to use the Jirachi though because it means your Mars Shadow can't one-shot Naganadels anymore. But it does mean they can't go like just heavy Poipole early on, or heavy Naganadel. Excuse me, early on to just kind of fight our Mewtwo's, which is good for us. We don't want them to be able to do that. Just go Naganadel into Naganadel to knock us out. We can use a bigger attack if we have to take a knockout on a Naganadel, no problem. So yeah, we'll see what our opponent has on this next turn and kind of decide where to go from there. See what the Acrobike plus our top deck gives us. So we might not use the Giant Hearth, but if we get a Welder, then we probably will. Off the top deck or the Acrobike, go with the Welder for the turn. If the Hearth sticks, it's also possible it gets replaced still from our opponent. They're taking their time here. All right, it looks like the answer is no to that. So I'm gonna open up with Hearth on getting rid of Macargo. I think that's fine. Go ahead, get some fires. And we'll check the Acrobike. We're looking for a Welder. Hey, there's a Welder. Sounds pretty good to me. We'll go ahead and Welder to the bench guy here. Got 2 customs in hand, which is also super good. Yeah, we have a ton of options going into our next turn. And then we're going to go ahead and hit him with that Turbo Strike like I've been talking about. Get the knockout here. Get 2 energy out of the discard pile. And we got potential customs for next turn to pull up a Poipole. Knock that out. Turbo Strike again. And then we're like pretty much all set up to deal with anything our opponent could potentially throw at us. So yeah, we're in a super good spot here right now. It's going to be all up to our opponent to kind of come up with an answer to this. They can hit us with a Naganadel. We could also just decide to go ahead and knock that out with like Lava Flow or something like that. So that's still an option for us. We go with like Lava Flow plus Bills. Give ourselves some more options for the following turn. Yeah, so we're in a really good spot here. Like I said, we can't use Turbo Strike to knock this thing out anymore, unfortunately, because it has the 130 and we do have the Jirachi in play. But if our opponent throws down pretty much any GX Pokemon, we can just go chase that with customs, which would be more than fine for our turn. Would be to just chase something down with custom catchers. So we'll kind of have to see what they're going to go into here. They can just hit us with Turning Point and not put any GXs in play. That's also fine from our opponent. But if they do put a GX in play, I think we would chase it down. We could also just chase down this Poipole, like I've been saying. They put a Poipole down, we can just chase a Poipole with the customs. Take that knockout with Turbo Strike. More energy on the Mewtwo. And then they would still need to go into a GX to knock out the Mewtwo on their next turn. They can't just Turning Point, because we do have the Jirachi in play. So putting the Jirachi in play means they can't just go Naganadels for the first couple turns and that's it. Kind of get rid of that plan. They have to go into a GX here at some point. There's a custom catcher from our opponent, though. We'll see what they're going to bring up here, though. They're maybe just thinning out their hand for Lily. They can't knock this out because it is a Psychic Pokemon with a thing, but they're just going to Dedenne anyways, so kind of makes sense to just go ahead and use it. We can go after the Dedenne now. I don't know if we're going to. We'll have to see what the rest of what else they place out of their hand, but we could go chase the Dedenne, go down to 3. I think we'd rather save the custom catchers for a little bit later, or we could go going after the Poipole might be a little bit better, actually, I think, with the custom catchers this turn. We have a switch to move the Jirachi. Yeah, we'll just kind of see what our opponent does first, I guess. There they are. They're taking advantage of the Giant Heart themselves. 3 fire in their discard pile. Yeah, so we could go chase Poipole, limit their Naganadels, but then that means they could go back into Naganadel for a turn, and then we wouldn't be able to show off Beast Ring on that following turn, so they would have 2 turns of Beast Ring. So I think I want to go knock out Dedenne here, and then kind of go from there. Once again, kind of depends on what our opponent ends up doing completely, but I think that's what I want to do. There's the Heatran GX. I guess they could attack us with Heatran GX if they wanted to. You could even GX attack to take the knockout here. Let's see, charging up, charging up. Actually, they'd be a little bit short from knocking out the Jirachi, I think. They'd be 1 energy short. Unless they play a switch card, they could play. I think they played a supporter for turn, but if they haven't, I guess they could welder. But I'm pretty sure they have played some kind of supporter card. We'll see what they go with here. Yeah, Heatran wouldn't quite one-shot us. They could go for it. I would definitely want to go with a Flare Strike if possible on the Heatran to knock it out. To keep the energy in play. But we'll see what our opponent has going on this turn. I'm curious. You could also Flare Strike knock this thing out. Actually, that would probably be ideal, is to Flare Strike knock this out. Keep the energy in play. Make them have to remove that energy. They are down 2 customs, so the chance of them going like custom with this guy up with all the energy is very low, but still, you don't really want to go into that situation. They're thinking about it. It's going to be a retreat to the Heatran and just hit us for 130. This is fine with me. We'll just take the knockout on the Heatran and then go from there. Yeah. There we go. It's going to be a 130 hit. They can't quite GX knock him out because they don't have another energy to put onto the Heatran. They've already attached. They've already charging up twice. And no way to get that extra energy. So it has to just be the Steaming Stamp or whatever for the hit. Which is more than fine with me. A Giant Hearth away to Dedenne here. Get the fires. And then Bill's Analysis. Cherish Ball and Fire Crystal, I think, is the 2 best cards to take here. We're just going to go for them. Yeah, it seems like the best 2 cards to me. Cherish Ball. Going to get ourselves this guy, so we can just go with the... Well, hang on, let me see if I can pull off something weird here. I think we just want to go with the Flare Strike here. Take the knockout. Force up the next GX. And then knock that guy out as well. And then see if our opponent has a good follow-up to that situation. Yeah, I think it's just what we just want to go for here. Is just go, all right, Flare Strike knockout. What do you have going on your turn now? Deshar 2. They need to get 6 energy in play, knock this thing out, and then get 6 more energy in play for the next Mewtwo. So if they can do that, they got us. If they can't, we're definitely in a... We're probably just going to win the game, so we'll see. Yeah. That's our game plan. They're going to send up the Blacephalon. They need a lot of energy, though. They have at least double charging up. That's 2 energy. They get another charging up. That's 3 energy attached for turn. That's 4. 1 B-String. That's 6. But then they will need another 6 energy on the following turn to knock out the next Mew and Mewtwo. So that's going to be the hard part for them. We'll see if they can pull it together. Yeah, that becomes the hard part for this. This is where the matchup becomes like, it's like kind of all comes down to how many B-Strings our opponent has, how many Naganados they have, just how much energy in play they have. They hit the welder on the following turn, so on. If they do, there's not anything we can really do about it. We could have set up for a play where maybe we would attack with like Lost Purge and like, well, Lost Purge wouldn't work. Something to like KO Poipole. If we had not left Jirachi in play, but then we lose to Custom Catchers potentially. I guess with 2 Custom Catchers down already, it would have been fine. But I didn't know those Custom Catchers were going to leave the deck when they did. So yeah, I think this is still fine how it's going out, how it's working out here. Just gonna kind of have to hope our opponent doesn't quite get there with everything they need. We'll see. There's 2 B-Strings already, so it's already starting out pretty well for our opponent. 2 B-Strings, 2 charging ups, the Hearth, so they can pretty much always find a fire whenever they want to. There's no problem with them finding fire energy. We'll see. I guess maybe it would have been better to chase the Void Blaster. That would have kept energy out of play. Well, like this both ways keeps energy out of play, I guess. All right, there's the attachment for turn, and then the Cynthia. How many B-Strings do they find? They find none. Will they find the Welder on the next turn? That is the question. There's the Ultra Space. That doesn't bother me too much. Doesn't really do anything. Cherish Ball. Do they play Dedenne? Is this going to get another Dedenne? Another big question on this one. There's the Naganadel GX. So that's probably going on to that Poipole there. Draw themselves some more cards. Look for a couple more B-Strings. I think it's definitely what they want here. It's just more B-Strings. I can't imagine anything else they really need or want here. There's the Ultra Conversion. Yep, getting rid of a Blacephalon. They do need another Blacephalon though for the following turn to be able to win the game. So they're gonna have to get that. They're gonna have to find another of those as well. Nope, but there's just the Mind Blown. So this is like, you just kind of swing as hard and as fast as possible with Mewtwo, and if they don't get enough energy in play on the V-String turn or turns, then they just fall behind and they can't keep up. And I think that's what's going to happen here. I don't think they can get enough energy in play next turn to actually knock out another big GX like the Mew and Mewtwo. They are going down to 3 prizes, but we have Jirachi shutting off the Psychic weakness, which means Turning Point won't one-shot our Mew and Mewtwo. Unless they play a Power Plant. If they have a Power Plant, that's good on them. Nothing we can do about it. We're not going to play around our opponent's Power Plant. We're just going to go ahead and swing with Mew and Mewtwo and play like it's going to be enough. That's the game plan here. So we're going to do this first, get our Naganadel out of our deck. There's no fire left in our deck. But I do just kind of want to set up so we have the GX attack ready to go. There's like nothing our opponent can do to stop us. I'm going to go ahead and Hearth. I'm going to Hearth this guy away, I think. Grab nothing. I am going to... yeah, Crystal, get those energies back. Yeah, I kind of just want the GX attack set up ready to go. So we're just gonna do that, I think. Actually, maybe I do want to set it up on a bench guy in case they bursting burn us. Then we could GX with the bench guy, and we could like retreat GX with this guy instead. Actually, I kind of like that a little bit better the more I think about it. So actually, we're gonna go with that, and then we are just gonna go with the Flare Strike. No more B strings for our opponent. They could go attach. Attach, charging up is 3 energy, welder for 2, but that's not, I don't think that quite gets some of there. That'll be 5 energy and they'd have to retreat on a Ganadel. So yeah, should have this one locked up. We'll see if our opponent has any last tricks up their sleeves. Like I said, a Power Plant would do it. We're not going to play around Power Plant, but if they have it, they would get us with that Power Plant. So that, I'm very curious to see if they do have that. We could have GX'd with Reshizard instead, I guess. That would have played around that, the potential Power Plant from our opponent. But you know what, if they got it, they can have this win for sure. If they do play a Power Plant, you know, shut off the Jirachi, shut off the Mewtwo, really just shut off the Jirachi, get rid of that weakness prevention. I don't even know what you want to call that. Jirachi gets rid of weakness. Get rid of that by putting the Power Plant in play, giving us Psychic weakness again, 3-point turn, or three prize turn, Turning Point knockout, then go for it. They got it, they got it. Yeah, so we'll see if they have it. If not, it has to be like a Bursting Burn here, I think, for our opponent to do anything. Would have to be the Bursting Burn. They'd have to Bursting Burn us. Hope we don't get another energy to retreat into this guy in GX attack. That is their only other potential out, I think. They just played a Stadium, so I don't think Power Plant's coming into play. Been hyping it up a little bit here, but I don't think it's going to happen. We'll see if there's any anything else, though. I can't think of anything else. If they got something else, I'm excited to see it, because it'll be something I am not thinking about at all. So if they do have something else, I would definitely be excited to see it. We'll see here. There's a Welder, but like we already went over the Welder math. They can get a total of 2 attachments plus they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus attachment 6. I guess if they play Switch, if they do play Switch, they actually would have us with the Switch. Yeah, if they do play Switch. I don't think they've attached yet. They maybe have attached. No, I don't think so. So charging up, attach, Switch would also just get them there. If they just benched the Blacephalon last turn, that also would have worked as well with the Welder combo. But they didn't, so we kind of just were able to play it out this way pretty reasonably, pretty comfortably. We also could have gone double Cosm Catcher, knockout and a Ganadel if they did have a Blacephalon on the bench. We could have double Cosm Catcher, knocked out an Ganadel. Then they could have sent up an Ganadel for a turn and then gone Welder, but we would have had a chance to draw into our other Cosm Catcher and then just close out the game anyways. So either way, I feel like this play was fine. If they play Switch, they get us, I guess. We didn't play around Switch. We could have played around Switch, but not something that's very common in Blacephalon deck, so I don't think it's really worth playing around. Just kind of hope they don't have it is the current situation. All right, they're going through everything, but I don't think it's going to change anything. The only thing they can have at this point, I think, the best play they have at this point would be like Reset Stamp plus Bursting Burn. They've used 1 Stamp. I would not be surprised to see a second one come down. Here are the charging ups finally coming in. But like I said, they don't quite get enough energy in play. Unless I'm missing something. They don't quite get enough energy in play, which means there's not a way for them to actually take this knockout and close it out. So like I said, I think it has to be, their only out potentially is the Bursting Burn, but we know we have an energy in hand. So it has to be, I mean, and most likely if your opponent has a, I don't know, we have 11 card hand. If your opponent has an 11 card hand, Usually has to be bursting burn plus a reset stamp. There's an attachment of the psychic energy, so we already know the switch play isn't going to have. Now we know the switch play isn't going to make an appearance. They are retreating to this Naganadel though. I guess we did Flare Strike last turn. Oh, there's double custom, but now we can retreat and then Flare Strike again. Actually, could our Charizard get stuck here? We have one switch left. Okay, actually our Charizard could get stuck here for a turn. I didn't really think about this at all. I did not calculate Charizard getting stuck, so maybe I've messed up. Our switch is in there, but otherwise we actually don't have a way to move this guy. That is potentially unfortunate. So we're going to dig as much as possible with the Pokegears first. Double whiffs on those. Then we're going to Acrobike. Going to get Cherish Ball. Discard the Latios, then we can Cherish Ball for another GX. Get that in the hand. Then we can Bill's Analysis for 2 cards. Dig a little bit deeper. Hope one of them is the switch. None of them are the switch. But we'll take 2 Acrobikes because those can help us dig that much deeper. An Acrobike once. Get the switch. And we're good to go. Yeah, I didn't really think about the Reshizard getting pulled into the active and stuck. I guess him being in the discard pile is always a little bit better if we can pull that off. Especially when we have the Jirachi in play. It basically creates the same board state. But we do get the switch and we can Flare Strike again. Almost got very bad there for us, but we do get this final knockout on this Naganadel GX, and this is going to do it for the video on the Mewtwo box, the World Championship winning Mewtwo box deck, highlighted by Henry Brand. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. What was your favorite deck to come out of the World Championships? Social media links, as well as my Twitch live stream link in the description below. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.